Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Nidvi Live. This side Vani, and today I'm doing another criminal case. Last time I did it on Nirbhaya case. If you have not watched it, please do watch it on our channel. Today I'm doing it on with the Menendez brothers. Now, the Menendez brothers, please note that this was the first ever case, true crime case that I was so invested in. I was literally watching the trials. I had so much investigation in this case because I thought they were victims. I thought they were not. Then there was facts that they had genuinely premeditated it. Then I was like, what? Like it's just a bubble of a lot of things, and we're gonna talk about it today. Now, please note that all of this information that I'm giving you in this video is on my own research. If I miscommunicate or miss tell you something in this video, please let me know in the comments and please do your own research before coming to any conclusions. With that being said, let's get into the video. Now, when I speak about the Menendez brothers, I'll tell you about them, okay? It was Lyle and Eric Menendez. Now, something very, very alarming. This is like not even a part of the case, but it's just something that I could relate with. why why is Lyle Menendez's birthday the same birthday as me? He was born on the 10th January and I am born on the 10th January. Apart from this, let's move on, okay? Now, both of these brothers were quite young, okay, and they have literally born and raised in Beverly Hills. Please tell me that's not a dream for everybody. Like that place in LA, oh my god. If you have seen even a video or a photo of Beverly Hills homes, you will know what I'm talking about. Filled with bloody luxury. Like the house that they lived in, Michael Jackson owned it. So many celebrities lived in it. I mean, it's just a palace of places that, celebrities live in. All these rich ass people have a house there. Beverly Hills like is a dream destination for anybody, and this family lived in it. Menendez brothers and their parents lived in this house that was owned by Michael Jackson previously. Then they bought it because the father, Jose Menendez, he was a very famous and well reputative executive director on a very big company, and he had a lot of money. Like he had a ton of money. All like if you can afford a house in Beverly Hills, please, you are like a billionaire, millionaire, that sort of a level. Now this man and his wife, I'll tell you about the family dynamic, okay? So there's Jose Menendez, the father, Kitty Menendez as the mother, Lyle and Eric Menendez as the brothers. Now Lyle is a bit bigger than Eric Menendez because he's like bigger in age. Now, when I get into the crime, I want to give you a bit of a backstory. So, both of these brothers claim after the trial, like on the trial, on the stand, after doing the killings, after months of it, they have claimed allegedly, not true. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true, but they have allegedly said that they were abused, sexually assaulted by their father and mother in their homes. Now, this could not be true. This could be true. We do not know because there was no conclusion of it. Otherwise, they would be out of the prison right now. So I don't think so. It's true, but that's what they allege. So, with that being said, if you all have ever faced any of this, please, I'm giving you a viewer discretion. Please do not watch further because this we are going to talk about murder. We're going to talk about domestic violence. We're going to talk about sexual assault. This is just going to be a bit traumatizing for you all. So please, just a viewer discretion for you all. Now, on the night of August 20th, 1989, okay, Kitty and Jose Menendez were just in their living room, watching a movie. They were just having the time of their life when Eric and Lyle Menendez came behind them, and they were so close in range, and they had a shotgun in their hand, and they shot multiple times to both of their parents, killing them instantly. I don't know if you all have ever like viewed a shotgun from up close. Like even I have not. I don't know. If you guys have, let me know. But what people describe their, like whenever the police came and they took pictures of it. So what they describe it as, there was brain matter everywhere. There was so much blood everywhere because it was from such a close range that a shotgun blast is a bit much. So it was so violent. It was so It was just vulgar. That's the word for it. And after the killings, the brothers tried to really try to prove try to prove themselves like innocent, and they did something. Okay, they called the police. Before that, they bought tickets for a movie at that time to get them out of the suspicion area. So both of them like bought a movie ticket to make them like, oh, we were not at home, we were not there. And the minute they came home, they saw that none of the neighbors called, even though they might have heard it, because shotgun, whenever you fire a shotgun, they must have heard it, right? So I don't think so they like, the neighbors were like, oh, this is somebody that just got shot, because Beverly Hills is a very very safe place, y'all. Like, if you know the security at Beverly Hills, and if you know the posh colony, so I don't think a lot of neighbors thought, oh, somebody just got shot. I don't think that was the mindset. That's why they just let it go. And that's when, both of these brothers came back inside of the home, and they saw that nobody had called, the police was not there. So they called the police, they called 911. And this is an American case, so a lot of police, a lot of judge, jury trials was very extremely different from India. Okay, it's like parallel to India, like extremely extremely different. Now they called the police, and the police, like, they were crying like crazy, like crazy. And they literally said on the 911 call, like, somebody shot my parents, like someone killed my parents. Like, they were crying hysterically, like hysterically. I'm not even kidding. If you have heard the 911 call, you would know what I'm talking about. They cried like crazy, like somebody else had come into the home and killed their parents. I don't know if they were trying to be smart, I don't know what, but the police believed them. They came inside the house, they took the boys out, they, did their investigation. There was a lot of things. Now at that time, they believed that this was a mob hit, because it was like maybe like a gangster or something came and they, did this. But that was the first conclusion of the police, but that was ultimately proved wrong, because there was no robbery in the house. It was just that they were shot and they were killed. That was not a robbery gone wrong. And then the police investigated further for a couple of months. There was nothing, absolutely nothing. And during this time, these brothers went out, they shopped so much. I'm not even kidding. After the killings, after like some time, they started shopping. Now they started shopping very extensively from the money. And this raised obviously caution in the police, like, why are you guys behaving like that? Like, generally, if your parents are killed, like, you would be a bit depressed, you would not want to go out, you would not want to spend so much, but they did. And it raised a lot of eyes in the police's eyes, obviously. That's what, because they spent very large amounts of money, very very large amounts of money. They were literally buying expensive cars, watches, what not did they buy. So Eric Menendez had, gone to a physiologist during the time 1990. So it was like a bit bit long. Okay, 1990 may the police got to know about it and everything like that. So Eric Menendez basically went to the, his counselor and everything like that, and he confessed to the murders of their parents. He told the psychologist, like, this is all that I've done, and my brother was also involved, and la 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 la, because I think it was building up in his head and he was just very out of it. So he just spoke and he just confessed everything, like the murders, how they killed him, everything he had confessed, and it was on tapes. I don't think so they knew that they were getting recorded, but it was taped, and they got to know about it. So a therapist or a psychologist, generally in America, has this forum that you cannot reveal the patient's whatever they're talking about to authorities or to any other person. That's a clause. So this psychologist never told to the police, even though he knew. And he was also afraid of his life, because both of these brothers now knew that this person knows. So he was just like, should we end him too, or should we just let him be? But he did not went to the police. His mistress got to know about it when they were, like, talking about it and all of that, the psychologist and the therapist or whatever. And they were talking about it, and the mistress got to know about, Eric and Lyle Menendez killed their parents. She went to the police, she went to the cops. She was like, they killed him. And the police arrested them in 1990, and this case blew up so much. And it was at the time when OJ Simpson's case was happening. If you guys want me to do a deep dive on it, I can definitely do that. But these people had so much media coverage because nobody had seen anything like this. Definitely in Beverly Hills, nobody had even imagined this would be happening. So this had a lot of media frenzy, and of course, OJ Simpson was also going on at the like in the side of it. So people were just like conflicted. And the it was I think the first time. This was like around the first time that they were televising or they were doing court TV, which was, I'm telling you, it was a very big deal at that time because right now you see it a lot, in Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. But that time it was a very new concept. So that time there was media inside of the courtroom filming everything, filming Eric, Lyle, the court case, everything. And it was such a media frenzy. Like everybody following up with this case, everybody was, watching this trial, watching everything, and people had a lot of opinions about it. So the prosecution made it like these brothers killed their parents because they wanted the money, they wanted the status, and they were had carefully planned and motivated by this desire to inherit the fortune because the family had a lot of money, right? So the prosecution was like, these people, they did it for money, they did it for this, they did it for that. And the estimated net worth at the time that they were telling was $14 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Now the defense was like, the defense claimed that there was, sexual abuse, there was physical abuse, there was mental abuse, verbal, mental, physical, sexual, everything abuse that they were putting it out. They were so they had like two trials, by the way. So the first trial was a mistrial because the juries could not reach an unanimous verdict. So during the second trial, evidence came that that they were abused. So in the first trial, there was no such thing as abuse that was being talked about. The second trial that they had, they spoke about the abuse. They spoke about everything that was being done by their father, Jose Menendez, to them. How they got sexually assaulted at such a young age when they were just boys, how they were physically tortured, how their father would literally SA them when they were just little boys, both of them. And their mother knew about it. This was the basic premise of it. I will not go in the details because it's so horrendous. Even if this is alleged and even if this was, spoken about, I will just give you this that they had claimed that the father had verbally, sexually, physically assaulted the kids at a very young age. But in this trial, that evidence of this abuse was so limited that in 1996 the brothers were convicted for first degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Now, if you all don't know what parole is basically, you, even if you get a life sentence or even if you get like a very lengthy sentence, you can go to the parole board and you can, plea and you can uh, get out after some time for good behavior and all of that. So they were not even allowed that. They were like in prison, parole. So jury was like, these people genuinely killed for money because they had spent so much after the murders that they had to believe it. In 2024, by the way, there was a very big series that came out about Lyle and Eric Menendez on Netflix. If you have not watched it, it's The Monsters, where they went on a deep dive of how this murders happened. All of the sexual abuse was not shown, but it was shown at some point. I have not, like, I watched it a while back, so I know a little bit about it. But in May 2025, like last year, the judge had listened to them, and both brothers that had the life without parole went to 50 years to life with time served. So they had already been in the prison for so long, so their time will be deducted and they will just get 50 years to life. And they also were eligible for parole and they did file it, but they were denied, both of them, because there was a scene that they were having phones in the prison, and that's a very big deal. Like, that's a no for parole board. Like, you cannot be like, I want to go out with this behavior. Like, you cannot, really, you cannot. They're still in prison, y'all. They're still in prison, and both of these brothers still claim that, still allegedly claim that, their father and mother did this to him, with, like, sexually, physically, mentally assaulted and abused both of them. Now, what do I think about it? When I first came across this case and I was watching the trials, I was like, they're such, they're victims because their family abused them. They went through so much, and that's why they did what they did. But when I when I saw, that they had spent a lot of money afterwards, and they had premeditated the whole thing. They had bought shotguns, and literally, you can buy shotguns in LA just like that, bro. Like, that's just so weird. But that happened, and my personal opinion and my personal perspective towards this case is, I do think there was abuse, alleged or not. I do think there was some sort of abuse that was going on. But what the brothers did was absolutely wrong. There's no excuse for it. There is nothing like that. What they did was horrendous. It should not have been done. It should have been taken in a good approach. They could have gone to the police. They could have told them, that my father is abusing me. Yeah, la 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 la. They did not do that. They went for a life changing thing, and they literally took their lives. So it's just wrong. And what they did was horrendous, wrong, horrible. The sentencing, they were actually facing death, by the way. They were facing the death penalty, but they came out of it and they got the life sentence, which even I feel they deserve the life sentence without parole. And I think whatever time they have spent in the jail, I do think it was deserved, and I do think justice was served. One thing that I had always a question about, that this abuse that they say, and they don't have any evidence of it, were like, there are family members that have come from Jose and Kitty Menendez that say, that they forgive the brothers, they do this. But I think right now, if you ask me that they should be out of prison, probably, because I feel like that's one thing I have not told you guys. Like, right now, when they're in prison, Eric Menendez is actually married and has a daughter, adopted daughter, with somebody that I will not name today. But Lyle is there too, and I mean, they are trying to reform. They're trying to change. But when they went to the parole board, and I heard about this thing that they had cell phones in the prison, it changed my perspective of them getting out, because you're really doing all of that behind bars, and then you want to get out too, like. But that's my video for y'all. What do you think about this case? What did you guys feel about this case? What did you guys think about it? I would love to know in the comments below. Have you guys followed this case?
I'm sorry, I did not notice that, my mic died, and I'm just making this right now when I'm editing it. So I just wanted to know your guys' opinion about the case. What did you guys think about it? Do you think they're victims? Do you think they should be inside prison still? Do you think they should be out? They should be free? Do you think these are actually like proper murderers, or they should be free? Please let me know in the comments, and I would love your opinion about this case. And if I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments also. And thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, please take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I will see you in the next one.